Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Figma A Link Between Worlds DX edition of Link. This is our newest Zelda figure. We do have some to look forward to. Let's see if I can English. We have the Twilight Princess Link and Zelda, which is awesome, but this will tide us over in the meantime. It's not a perfect figure, but it's pretty darn good, and it comes with a lot of fun stuff, so I think you guys are going to like it. So let's get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just under 4.5 inches tall, probably closer to 4.25 depending on how you have him posed, and that makes him just about 11 centimeters. He is very small. He's supposed to be small, so that's not a big deal. Here's the thing. This version of Link is very unique in that it's got some kind of strange proportions. The figure, on the other hand, they've kind of tweaked those proportions a little bit too much for my liking. His shoulders are very narrow in relation to his hips, and his facial features are just a little bit softer than they should be. It ends up making him feel very feminine rather than just like a younger, less masculine Link. It's almost like a feminine Link. Now I've heard that some people are reporting that some of the figures are molded slightly differently, that there's some variance in the molding, and so the shoulders are broader or narrower by a small margin. Some people are saying that one of the arms is longer than the other. Maybe. It's kind of hard to tell because they're not the exact same sculpt, so posing them's a little bit different. And then we also have this on the one side, which affects the length. So I'm not so sure about that. It's kind of hard to say, but I can definitely agree that the shoulders are too narrow, the hips are too wide, and the belt is too high. Those all throw off the look a little bit, but since I've never played the game, I just looked it up to see for the review. It doesn't really bother me. I can look past all of that. I think most of you will be able to also, but they are all valid arguments or valid complaints. They are all issues. So that being said, let's take a look at the figure because it is pretty good otherwise. We have a pretty nice color scheme. It's a little bit muted throughout, but I think that's okay. It's pretty clean where they painted the belt, and the wrist thing is painted nicely. The boots are painted nicely. Obviously, Figma got the face paint done well. They always do. The hat's painted well. So it's pretty good. It's an appealing figure if you don't pay attention to those issues that I mentioned. And since this is the special version, he comes with a bunch of stuff. Let's start with the faces. We have just two interchangeable faces, though. The happy one and then the little bit more angry or stern face, which are both nice. They both look good. We have a total of 8 hands, the 2 standard fist hands. We have 2 gripping hands for his various accessories, 2 open palm hands with pegs for holding the bomb, and then just 2 open palm hands for style poses. So obviously we have a bomb, we have the sword, the shield, the hook shot, a pot, a rupee, a little snail guy, the tornado wand. Is that what it's called? I don't remember what it's called. I looked it up and now I can't remember. Wand of tornadoes? I don't know what it is. And then we have the wall merged Link. Is that what that is? I'm not sure. Here's the thing about the wand and the wall merged Link. They're both translucent plastic with the printing on them. It's on both sides, so it looks really, really good. And then we have the standard Figma upright. So lots of accessories, lots of posing options. Gonna be lots of fun. All of the handles for the various accessories come apart, so you won't have any trouble getting them into his hands. All very, very good. The rupee's a very nice translucent plastic, by the way. I like that a whole bunch. Alright, so let's talk about the actual figure. How's the articulation? Well, that's a good question, so let's find out. He can look up pretty well. He can look down, side to side. No problem, the hair is nice and soft. Let's see what specific joint he has. It's a straight peg going into the back of his head with a straight peg going down and a hinge in the middle. Much better than the ball peg version for my personal taste. I like this a little bit better. So no problem posing the head, and of course the hat can be rotated for jumping poses, so that's very nice. The shoulders are just your standard ball peg with the straight peg in the bicep, so you can move it around in the torso, and then you have that hinge that lets the arm move around side to side, forward, back. Everything you want to do can be done. The green tunic is a softer plastic, so it won't get in the way, and you have your bicep swivel with that straight peg. You have your single jointed elbow, which gives you really good range, so that's not a problem. I like that. That's fine. Could be a little better looking, I guess, but it's okay. The wrist thing is loose and floaty unless you push it really far up, but you don't want to do that because he's got a pretty big gap in his wrist if you push this thing up. So you want to leave that down and let it float. The wrists do have ball hinges, so they have a peg in either side and then the hinge in the middle, so you'll be able to rotate the hands around just fine. The torso is connected by a double ball peg. It leans back a little bit. It does create some gaps though, so that's not great. It leans forward a little bit, side to side, barely at all, and then just your rotation. So it's definitely not the best torso we've ever seen. The tunic at the bottom here is a soft plastic, kind of like the other Link that we've seen, or that we have. It does still limit the legs though. They don't go that far out. It's going to be okay. It's going to bunch a little bit. If you mess with it, you should be able to get some poses out of it, but it's not anywhere near as effective as it should be. You can see even when I pull or push on it, it still doesn't really want to give very much, even though it's split. You can see how it's split down here. It still doesn't want to work that well, so just be aware of that. We do have extra articulation for the hips. They're on their ball peg. It's like a 3-way ball peg, I'm guessing, unless that's the one that goes all the way through. I feel like it's the same peg. I'm not sure though. Well, you can just see what kind of functionality you have, and it doesn't really matter what it is technically, I guess, and I'm not going to pull it apart to find out. It's a little hard to tell. We do have the ball peg for the hips with the socket, so they do work pretty well side to side. They're just limited by this going forward. You have your thigh swivel right there, so that's really good. That's more thigh swivel than we normally see on a Figma. The single jointed knee has really good range. The joint, I don't know, because it's glossy and the rest is flat, it does look a little odd, but it's not terrible. The boots, they have the same joint in the ankle as in the shoulder, so there's a ball peg in there, so it's kind of offset. So you have the hinge, but you can also move it forward and back a little bit to give yourself better range. See how it slides just a little bit when you move it? There's not a whole lot there, but it works just a little bit better. And ankle rocker wise, you're still really limited because of the way the boots are sculpted around the foot. You don't have much play in the ankle, so be aware of that. You do have a nice toe hinge though. I like that a whole bunch. So all in all, it's a solid figure. It's not fantastic. It's not terrible. It has some serious issues with the proportions and the overall look, but I think most people are going to be able to look past that if they even notice it. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun posing this guy and playing with the accessories and making him look cool. So I recommend it. Just be aware of those issues, and I think you'll be a happy camper. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I talk about all kinds of stuff. We do video games, movies, TV shows, lots of things in addition to the action figures, so make sure you come back for that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.